Ladies and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here.
Log in to KofiPaisaTV.com and get Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Harek Shawn Calfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Paisa, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Harek Shawn Calfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Paisa. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPaisaTV.com.
ETM Hotel. Rennie, Shawn, welcome and peace. My name is Shawn. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into Science with Shawn. From West Africa, what's good, man? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Please like the show, share the show, tell a friend, tell a friend. Let's get some people in the building, man. We're going to address a claim that was made on a platform that I do not watch, but it was sent to me in my inbox. And we're going to take a look and see what the actual claim is, and we're going to address it, answer the questions, and move on. I see you, Unbiased, in the building. Benita Peace. Chavis, I see you. Malcolm was good. Keenan was good. Afro was good. Tara Reed. Fitness. Okay. I see you. Peace. Peace to everybody, man. Please like the show. Share the show. Let's get some people in the building. Let's see if that's cool too. If they wanna get a workout in, bro. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna get through this presentation, and then you know what I'm saying. By the time I get done, I'm gonna eat, and then if they want to get it in, it's whatever, you know. Hold on just a second for me, real quick. Trying to like the show and share the show. Come on, everybody. Thumb up the video, like it, share it on your social media sites. Get the algorithms popping. What up, Google Scholar Extraordinaire? Hold on. 6297. Yeah, man, hit the like button, man. Share the show. What up, Chill? What's good with you? What's good, man? Before we get started, though, I'm not gonna get started yet, man, until we got enough people in the building, because when I deal with it, man, I want to make sure that I don't have to recap. You know what I mean? I want to try to get as many live people as we can in the building so that we can get it squared away. Straight up. Yup. Hit that like button, man. Share the show, man. Mess with your boy, man. Mess with your boy. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into the shenanigans. I'm going to entertain it one time, but I'm not going to entertain it a lot of times. And I can be all kind of names the dude want to call me or whatever. It's not going to underdevelop who I am or get in the way. And nope, I'm not changing the title or taking a name out of the title. You hashtag and your name in the title. It's about all the attention you actually going to get. I don't watch the channel. I don't support the channel. However, the information was sent to me. And just because it was sent to me, you're going to figure out why I even am even wasting my time. It's not really a waste of my time, but why I'm actually addressing the shenanigans at this moment. Yeah, man, all right. I'll deal with it tomorrow. All right. So again, I see we got some people in the building, man. What's good? Nunu, what's good? Everything is everything. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it cracking. All right. Hold on. Let me see, man. Let me see. Let me see. Cause Facebook won't let me share. So, um, yeah, share the show for me, man. Appreciate it. Tag me, whatever. It don't even matter. Share the show. Know you out on your way home or whatever you're doing. Watch Charles. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Charles gonna hop in the chat late, but blame Charles. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm putting it on Charles. We putting it on Charles, man. Add to the profile. Add to the profile. All right. Let's see if we can get it cracking. What up, Dave B? What's good? Yeah, man. Hey, look, I hope y'all ready, man. You know what I'm saying? I told Charles that I was going to do this in a couple of hours, and I ain't seen him pop up in the chat yet. You know what I mean? He a school teacher. He working the system. So I was really trying to wait to make sure that he had his business taken care of. And but he might be somewhere else right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and there you go. Look. I was just all right, I see. All right. I ain't want to start without you, bro. I ain't want to start. All right, so let me share my screen, man. Screen share. And, I don't know if we're going to get any more people than what we got right now, but I'm pretty sure that somebody will, so people that will may view this after the fact, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you'll learn from it. So I'm just double checking to make sure y'all can see my screen right now. And then we're going to get it cracking. All right. So hopefully I don't know, many of you may be just tuned in to hear me, but some might be able to visualize. I think it looked good. All right. Okay. So what in the world is a coronavirus? It's by me. All right. So before we get started, of course, I want to go ahead and give the copyright disclaimer so the dude can't challenge, try to get the video taken down or criticize or anything like that. And I don't care if he get funds from it. It don't matter to me. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So today in our outline, I'm going to give you a brief introduction. We're going to address a few research questions. I'm going to give you a definition. It's not definitions, it's just a definition. I'm going to give you my hypothesis. We'll deal with the claim, and then we'll conclude, and I'll provide sources. For those of you who make it to the end after the sources, there is actually some bonus material. All right, so the introduction. Most of the information in this presentation will be in an up-and-coming publication. However, due to social media scientists in our community and highly publicized, not but YouTube channel, that I decided to refute the ignorance shared with me recently. All right, so this is all due to a YouTube channel that is highly publicized. Now, not all the information, well, this is the basic portion of the information. Some commonalities that are actually being this that you'll see in the book. Some stuff. So here's my hypothesis. Social media scientists over the past year and a half has attempted to refute science from their cell phones and various social platforms. This behavior is not new to anyone. As a matter of fact, this behavior started from religious zealots who assumed God bestowed on the world disease to control the population. That hence, God was the first person to control the population, not Bill Gates. Um, little joke. From that understanding, anti-vaccine hesitancies among other areas of biological understanding has caused some issues around the world. Here lies a problem because it has caused many to not properly understand the basics of human biology, more specifically, the immune system, viruses, and vaccines. I am of the belief that most people have no idea what coronaviruses are, how they function, or how they are transmitted among people. Most people assume all viruses are the same, and our immune systems are trained and prepared to defend them against novel viruses. This notion stems from a holistic movement that has evolved over the years. However, human refusal to properly educate themselves on the subject of coronaviruses may have done more harm than good, according to the impact on minorities all over the world. Here's our research questions. What is a coronavirus? Is it a common cold? Are coronaviruses deadly? How does the coronaviruses transmit? How do coronaviruses invade your cells? And the conclusion. I don't know why that's in the research, but that's an error. Now, defining coronavirus. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that can affect both animals and humans, first identified in the mid-1960s. They are a respiratory virus named for the crown-like spikes on their surface. These viruses are culprits in several outbreaks across the globe. Now, usually, coronaviruses spread in animals but can jump to humans. From there, the pathogen can spread from person to person. So, coronaviruses are a part of a large family. So there's numerous coronaviruses. Let's see how many coronaviruses there are. This is an example of that last portion or of the definition where it can go from the natural host animal into an immediate host, another animal, and then into human. I wanted to give y'all that visual context so that you can understand that the virus is first, seen in a lot of bats and rats or rodents, and then you'll see them transmit into uh, cows. You'll see them transmit into pangolins, camels, uh, emers, or whatever them things are called, and then you'll see them transfer into humans at a particular rate. All right. There's still question marks around the significance of an immediate host regarding SARS-CoV-2 because that is still under investigation. However, WHO concluded some information that it started outside of Wuhan, not in Wuhan, but outside of Wuhan, somewhere else, where it transmitted from a bat to a particular animal, and then it made its way into wet markets, and then therefore the super spreader event occurred. Now, natural host to human transmission, because I mentioned that in the definition. So, 5 natural hosts of the 7 pathogenic coronaviruses are bats, with 2 originating from wild rodents. 3 types of coronaviruses, SARS-CoV, MERS-CoV, and SARS-CoV-2, that pose significant threats to human health are currently believed to have come from bats. The intermediate host of SARS-CoV is the civet, while MERS-CoV is a camel. The intermediate host of SARS-CoV-2 has not been determined, so there's a concern that the disease is caused by direct consumption of wild animals. So why can't the virus be transmitted directly from bats to people? This is mainly because bats mostly live in areas far from human activities, so that viruses need to be passed on by other animals that have close contact with humans. Secondarily, viruses also need to be recombined in other species to be more effective at infecting humans. The claim. Let me pause it and let me get to this timestamp, and I'm gonna let it play for a little bit. And I want y'all to hear this very closely.
I've been in the care of doctors unconscious, right? I only think that if I'm up to something, they're out to get me. If I'm not up to something, then I don't think they're out to get me. You understand? A lot of people who say things like, man, I'll never take a vaccination, right? Don't know that their ass was vaccinated already. If they was born in a hospital, you know, in America recently, right? Their ass was vaccinated because they don't, I don't know what they tell the parents, but I know that human beings need to be vaccinated from a whole bunch of shit that children will get, like measles and mumps and stuff like that. You understand? Those viruses are still around and they will still get you and they can kill adults. So I know that they vaccinate people. I'm not concerned with that, right? If you think about it, right, the whole vaccination scare tactics thing is really coming from other people. It's not really coming from black people. I mean, I know black people say that. No, man, Tuskegee experiments, right? Tell the truth, Sonetta. How many people do you know that can actually tell you what those experiments in Tuskegee was or was about? I mean, I know, see, we repeat a lot of shit, but for the life of me, I don't know why we don't really investigate the shit that we repeat, right? Syphilis ain't got nothing to do with the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a cold. You can't sneeze on nobody and catch syphilis. That ain't gonna happen. But somebody could sneeze around you and give you a cold. The coronavirus is a goddamn cold. Okay? Now, on that note, people say, you been vaccinated? I tell them no. They said, well, why not? I said, because the coronavirus is the same as a cold. And the last time I checked, there ain't no vaccination for the goddamn cold. You understand? You can't get rid of that. Everybody catch a cold. I have been in hospitals. I've had surgery done. I've been in the care of doctors unconscious, right? I only think that if I'm up to something, they're out to get me. If I'm not up to something, then I don't think they're out to get me. You understand? A lot of people who say things like, man, I'll never take a vaccination, right? Don't know that their ass was vaccinated already. If they was born in a hospital, you know, in America recently, right? Their ass was vaccinated because they don't, I don't know what they tell the parents, but I know that human beings need to be vaccinated from a whole bunch of shit that children will get, like measles and mumps and stuff like that. You understand? Those viruses are still around and they will still get you and they can kill adults. So I know that they vaccinate people. I'm not concerned with that, right? If you think about it, right, the whole vaccination scare tactics thing is really coming from other people. It's not really coming from black people. I mean, I know black people say that. No, man, Tuskegee experiments, right? Tell the truth, Sonetta. How many people do you know that can actually tell you what those experiments in Tuskegee was or was about? I mean, I know, see, we repeat a lot of shit, but for the life of me, I don't know why we don't really investigate the shit that we repeat, right? Syphilis ain't got nothing to do with the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a cold. You can't sneeze on nobody and catch syphilis. That ain't gonna happen. But somebody could sneeze around you and give you a cold. The coronavirus is a goddamn cold. Okay? Now, on that note, people say, you been vaccinated? I tell them no. They said, well, why not? I said, because the coronavirus is the same as a cold. And the last time I checked, there ain't no vaccination for the goddamn cold.
Y'all heard them loud and clear. There are hundreds of coronaviruses. Larry was never specific. He just said coronavirus, coronavirus, coronavirus. There are hundreds of coronaviruses, most of which circulate among such animals as pigs, camels, bats, and cats. Sometimes those viruses jump to humans, called a spillover event, and can cause disease. Four of the seven, known coronaviruses that sicken people cause only mild or moderate disease. Three can cause more serious, even fatal disease. I'm going to repeat that. SARS coronavirus emerged in November 2002 and caused severe acute respiratory syndrome. That virus disappeared in 2004. Middle East respiratory syndrome is MERS coronavirus, MERS-CoV, transmitted from animal reservoir into camels. MERS was identified in September 2012 and continues to cause sporadic and localized outbreaks. The third novel coronavirus to emerge this century is called SARS-CoV-2. It causes coronavirus disease of 2019, COVID-19, which emerged from China in December 2019 and was declared a global pandemic by the World Health Organization March 11, 2020. There are seven known types of human coronaviruses. Larry, which one are you talking about? Wherein four types, namely KHUI, OC43, NL63, and 229E, they give you that numbers on them, cause mild to moderate respiratory infections such as the common cold. Two types, however, cause severe respiratory infections, the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus and the MERS-CoV. Now, the seventh coronavirus type is the novel coronavirus SARS-CoV-2 that has spread from China to the rest of the world. That's why I repeated it, so that you'll know the names of how they identify and classify the four types, right? There's seven known types, but the specific four types. Three coronaviruses have emerged during the past 20 years that can cause serious illness or death. Here is the family tree of the coronaviruses. To the right, you will see highlighted in blue, and then you will see in red. You see H-CoV, right? You see H-CoV 229, which is what I mentioned earlier. You see H-CoV NL63, which was not, mentioned. H-CoV OC43, H-CoV HQU1. And then you have SARS-CoV, and then you have SARS-CoV-2, or you have 2019 in CoV. And then you have MERS. Of coronaviruses. There's different types, and we're going to get into these different types real quick, and I'm not going to extend this out. All right, now the emergence of SARS-CoV-2, SARS-CoV, and MERS demonstrate the importance of the coronaviridae as emerging human pathogens. Now, the coronaviridae family comprises an envelope positive sense single-stranded RNA viruses. Now, the coronavirus family, ladies and gentlemen, are single-stranded RNA viruses. This is important. This is why we have messenger RNA viruses, because the coronavirus is a RNA virus. Of the order of the nidovirals, with a viral genome is 26 to 32 kilobases in length. The particles are typically decorated with large club or petal-shaped surface projections. The peplomeres, or spikes as they're called. Some scientists, they call them peplomeres. Others, a more common name for us is spikes. So we know that they have these spikes at the end of the actual virus, which in electron micrographs of spherical particles create an image reminiscent of a solar corona. Now, the family is divided into the coronaviridae and the toraviridae subfamilies, which are further divided into 6 genera. Now, you have the alpha coronaviruses, beta coronaviruses, gamma coronaviruses, delta coronaviruses, toroviruses, and Baffin viruses. While viruses in the genre of the alpha coronaviruses and beta coronaviruses, those are the ones that infect mostly mammals. The gamma coronaviruses infect avian species, and members of the delta coronavirus genus have been found in both mammalian and avian hosts. So, what am I saying here? Remember, we are related to who? We are what? We are typically, you always hear Unc say this, we're mammals, right? So, the alpha and the beta coronaviruses mainly affect us. All right. Now, differences between COVID and a cold. Now, I'm going to help Larry out, and then you'll see what I mean by help him out in my conclusion, but I'm going to help Larry out here, and I'm just going under the impression of the information. Differences between COVID and a cold. Both COVID-19 and the common cold are caused by viruses. COVID-19 is caused by SARS-CoV-2, while the common cold is most often caused by rhinoviruses. These viruses spread in similar ways and cause many of the same signs and symptoms. However, there are a few differences. Now, symptoms and signs, you got COVID-19 and you got the cold. So you'll usually see a dry cough. You'll see a dry cough in one, but a cough in the other. Muscle aches in one, and maybe sometimes you'll get them in a cold. Tiredness in COVID, sometimes in a cold. Sneezing rarely, in a cold sometimes. Sore throat in both, usually. Runny nose in both, or stuffy nose, usually. Fever, usually in a COVID, sometimes in a cold. Diarrhea, sometimes. Nausea or vomiting, sometimes. Both of those are never in a cold. Now, new loss or taste or smell, usually in COVID-19, that's one of the symptoms. It's rare or sometimes in a cold. I'm not going to stop there. Now, most people get colds in the winter and the spring, but it is possible to get a cold any time of the year. Symptoms usually include sore throat, runny nose, coughing, sneezing, headaches, and body aches. But most people recover within 7 to 10 days from a cold. However, people with weakened immune systems, asthma, or conditions that affect the lungs and breathing passages may develop serious illnesses such as pneumonia. Now, common colds are the main reason that children miss school and adults miss work. Each year in the United States, millions of people get the common cold. Adults have an average of 2 or 3 colds per year. Children have them more. Is the difference between COVID and allergies. Unlike COVID-19, seasonal allergies aren't caused by a virus. Seasonal allergies are your immune system's response triggered by exposure to allergens, such as seasonal tree or grass pollens. COVID-19 and seasonal allergies cause many of the same signs and symptoms. However, there are some differences. All right. Now, in allergies, you'll never see a fever. You'll never see muscle aches. You'll never see nausea or vomiting. You'll never see diarrhea. Some of the other symptoms are sometimes or usually happens. And what usually happens is itchy noses, sneezing, runny or stuffy nose. Those are some of those that usually happen with allergies. You might get a cough sometime. You might be tired sometime. You might catch pink eye. You might have a loss of taste or smell. But those are all the signs. So there's differences there that happen. Same with the flu. We hear this all the time, right? There's a lot of similarities and then there's some differences. Like loss of taste and smell never really happens in the flu. All the other symptoms are usually happens, but then they kind of equate to each other sometimes. But there's a huge difference, especially with how things transpire. Both can take you out, some people out. However, COVID is a little bit more ravishing in its delivery because it attacks the entire body in such a way that you got that, whereas the flu more respiratory based, and concentration around certain areas, but it can cause pneumonia. Both can cause pneumonia and lead to further complications. So COVID-19 and the flu are both contagious respiratory diseases. COVID is a SARS-CoV-2 virus, while the flu is caused by influenza A and B. These viruses spread in similar ways. COVID-19 and the flu cause similar symptoms. The disease can also cause no symptoms or mild or severe symptoms. Because of the similarities, it's hard to diagnose which condition you have based on symptoms alone. Testing may be done to see if you have COVID or the flu. You can also have both diseases at the same time. However, there are some differences. Coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Most people infected with the COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover within requiring special treatment. Other people and those with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory, and cancer are more likely to develop serious illnesses. The best way to prevent and slow down transmission is to be well informed about the COVID-19 virus, the disease it causes, and how it spreads. I'm going to repeat that. The best way to prevent and slow down transmission is to be well informed about the COVID-19 virus, the disease it causes, and how it spreads. Protect yourself and others from infection by washing your hands or using an alcohol-based rub frequently and not touching your face. Now, the COVID-19 virus spreads primarily through droplets of saliva or discharge from the nose. When infected persons cough or sneezes, so it's important that you also practice respiratory etiquette. For example, by coughing into a flexed elbow. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta do something real fast. I'm gonna stop this real quick, but I'm gonna keep talking. So I don't know what led we're on slide 21. I don't know what led the brother to actually say the things that he actually said in the video. For those of you that are joining, because I do see that it's more people, so I want to kind of catch y'all up. Brother Larry sat on the couch and pretty much said, you know, he didn't get the coronavirus vaccine because it was a common cold. But it's more complicated than that. And misinforming and misleading people is, you know, pretty much a huge problem. Now, let me see here. Let's do it like this. And let me see. My screen should be sharing again. Oh, hold up. Bad, y'all. I was trying to add this I needed to add this thing in here, and that's what I was trying to do for y'all. But I'm just gonna drop it in the chat when I can. And there you go. I'll drop it in the chat. Let me get back. We're on slide 21. All right, so this is where we stop. My apologies. Ooh, hold on. There you go. Can y'all see my screen now? Nope, stopped it. Slide 20 whistle. There you go. Let me see if my screen back. Let me know. Yeah. All right, there you go. That was my bad. I'm clicking my screen too quick. All right, so here's where we are. Let's move on. Now, coronavirus infection in human cells are divided into 7 steps. First of all, it needs to be able to connect with a cell, which requires that a protein on the cell surface can match the spike structure on the virus surface. Once the 2 structures have matched, the cell will invite the virus into the house via lysosome. Now, then the lysosome will dissolve in the outer membrane of the protein envelope according to the procedure. Please listen to these 7 steps because you're going to see how the vaccine works by listening to this. This is exactly what the virus conceives. Now, I'm going to repeat it because, you know, I kind of messed y'all up a little bit. First of all, it needs to be able to connect to a cell, which requires a protein on the cell surface to match the spike protein structure on the virus surface. Once the structures matched, the cell invites, okay? The cell welcomes in once the spike latches and attaches. Then the lysosomes will dissolve the outer membrane, okay, and the protein envelope according to procedure. This is exactly what the virus conceived. This releases viral RNA into your cell, which uses the translation system inside the cell to directly transcribe parts of the RNA into the enzyme needed for its follow-up process to replicate itself. At the same time of the previous step, the viral RNA will continue to use cells' machinery to replicate itself over and over. The copied viral RNA will use the enzyme synthesized in the third step to translate its external protein on the endoplasmic reticulum, the ER of the cell. After a series of operations, a large number of virus parts have been put in place, so they are assembled into a complete virus product. Finally, the endoplasmic reticulum containing the finished virus is fused with the cell. It's a wrap, you're infected, which releases the virus. Then the released virus are then processed in the same way in other cells, and the invasion cycle begins anew. So now you can see why the mRNA vaccine functions in the way that it does, because it has to be able to prevent the spread of infection, reduce hospitalization, no deaths. Move on. All right. So basically what I said is these 7 steps. These are the 7 steps in this image right here, starting with 1. As you can see from the outer layer in the top left-hand corner, you see the what? Spike protein of the coronavirus, or an example of that. On the top left-hand corner, it enters in the endocytosis or the endosomes. It comes from stage 1 to stage 2, which means the membrane fusion. Once it's fused with the membrane, you get uncoating. Once you get uncoating, you get messages read off. So now you get to a translation and then a transcription, and then you have these replicated facts. This replicated data, which then goes to 4, which is your nucleocapsid, and then it goes to translation. And these arrows are kind of going in many different ways, but it's all working cohesively together. Don't get confused by the arrows. All of this is taking place simultaneously. All right, till it gets to an assembly stage, and then it gets to the smooth walled vessel, and then it's released. Why is it released? Because it is going in other parts of your body. Notice if you look at the very bottom of this image, you see the nucleus. And then if you look at part 5, you see little particles that's on the outer shell of the nucleus. So when you get the mRNA, not the Johnson & Johnson, which is a viral vector vaccine, it has to be conceived in the nucleus. It has to go to the nucleus, and then it has to take other steps. But with the mRNA vaccines stay on the outer shell of the cell. Stays on the outer. This is the outer that you're looking at on this virus attacking and doing what it's doing and going through. I'm trying to dumb it down to the best of the ability so that we all can get to where we're getting to. But now you see why the mRNA technology is so significant. It doesn't go into the nucleus. It stays in the same. It stays and it is on the same path as the virus. Now, coronavirus infection usually plays out one of 2 ways. As an infection in the lungs that includes some cases of what people call a common cold, or as an infection in the gut causes diarrhea. COVID starts out in the lungs like the common cold coronaviruses, but then causes havoc in the immune system that can lead to long-term lung damage or death. The common cold doesn't do that. COVID-19 starts in your lungs and goes other places and can create long-term COVID. That's why you hear the term long haulers, right? COVID long haulers. SARS-CoV-2 is genetically very similar to other human respiratory coronaviruses. So when Larry says coronavirus is nothing but a common cold, which coronavirus, Larry? There's hundreds of them, including SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV. However, the subtle genetic differences translated to significant differences in how readily a coronavirus infects people and how it makes them sick. SARS-CoV-2 has all the same genetic equipment as the original SARS-CoV, which caused a global outbreak in 2003, but around 6,000 mutations sprinkled around the usual places where coronaviruses change. Think whole milk versus skim milk. That's a good example. Whole milk, skim milk example. Compared to other human coronaviruses like MERS-CoV, which emerged in the Middle East in 2020, the new virus has customized versions of the same general equipment for invading cells and copying itself. This is why we see it replicating, and this is why we see new variants. All right, because it's going to viruses mutate. This is common. All viruses mutate. They have to adapt. So wherever climate that they go into, they mutate and they adapt. And then you'll get a new variant pop up. Now, compared to other human coronaviruses like MERS-CoV-2, which emerged in the Middle East in 2012, new viruses customized version of the same general equipment invading cells and copying cells. However, SARS-CoV-2 has a total different set of genes called accessories. Now, this gives new viruses a little advantage during specific situations. For example, MERS has a particular protein that shuts down a cell's ability to sound the alarm about a viral intruder. So MERS will come in your body and start cutting you off. Similar to like HIV, what it does is it attacks the immune system, but HIV is a DNA virus. Remember, we're sticking to RNA viruses. There's a difference. SARS-CoV-2 has unrelated gene with as yet unknown function in that position is genome. Again, think cow milk versus almond milk now. So there's some differences. All right, so here's the coronavirus under a electron microscope in the top left-hand corner, and then think about the crown on a crown, like on a princess or a king. You know how the spike look. That's on the outer shell, and then there's a 3D version on the right-hand side, and then we see it right here blown up in the big. You see the pink being the spike protein. You see on the inner capsule, the nuclear capsid, and then you see the membrane on how things work. That spike attaches and it does what it does. Yeah, HIV is a DNA virus, and HIV attacks your immune system. That's why they haven't found a resolution for a vaccine for it, because of the way it operates. Viral RNA, that's like mRNA. Well, mRNA is messenger RNA. Viral RNA is a little bit different, but yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I got you. All right, now Dr. Cal says the SARS-CoV-2 is likely more contagious than the viruses that causes influenza and common cold because it is new to humans. Humans have no way to prepare for it, and their immune systems are not ready to fight it. This results in the virus causing more cellular damage and producing more inflammatory cells. For people with decreased immunity due to medication, a specific condition, or from aging, the resulting COVID-19 disease is more serious. Conclusion. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses, and to be more specific, when someone says coronaviruses, they are talking about SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19, the virus that causes the disease, right? So just in that explanation alone, we have determined that people really have no idea of what a coronavirus is and the disease it causes. COVID-19 is more than a common cold. Although some of the symptoms are similar, COVID-19 can cause a disease that can kill you, and recently it's been reported that COVID deaths have been undercounted in a recent study published in The Hill and NPR, who both referred to IMHE publication on May 6th of this year. that 900,000 deaths are related to the disease. The common cold can influence influenza and rhinoviruses, which may lead to some deaths. However, at this time, we can't. I don't know why I got could, but we can't conclude that people die from the common cold directly at any rate. All right. Now, transmission of COVID-19 has a multitude of paths, but more commonly, the virus is airborne and tend to be spread in small or large droplets via sneezes, coughs, eyes, nose, mouths, and a few other ways. So when social media scientists like Larry says he does not need a vaccine because it's nothing more than a cold, it projects a level of ignorance that transmit in a community who's been devastated by the virus. Here are the sources, and I'll let y'all pause the video. There's more sources. All of this is at your fingertips. Of course, this presentation was brought to you by Masi Mboka, Science with Shawn, and Kofi Paisai research team. Our recent publications, of course, they make excuses and we just keep producing. Here's the laundry list of the Masi Warrior Clan books below. All the covers. From Amin Marat Ra's 5 volumes, Unc's book, Brother Black Panther, his 2 children's books, and then he got 2 journals, and then, what me and Kofi already have done so far, plus with the research team, what we have done. And then our brother Michael Hope, his Orion with the light book over there in the bottom right, and then West book in there as well. So here's the part that it gets interesting right here. So how much do you know about the common cold? Larry, how much do you know about the common cold? Antibiotics will help you recover from a cold. True or false? Antibiotics will help you recover from a cold. True or false? I know there's a little delay, so I'm going to wait till I see some answers. And then, we're going to uncover the answers. Can we get some more likes? Can we get some more thumbs? Can we get some hold? Charles crazy. Antibiotics will help you recover from a cold. True or false? I got 2 trues. I got 2 falses. I got 3 falses and 2 trues. Robert Rand, can I get a true or false, not a thumbs up? I do need them thumbs. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 falses, 2 trues. I got 5 falses, 3 trues. I got 6 falses, 3 trues. I'm gonna wait till we get to 10. I know we got 40-something people watching, and I know some people gonna hop off because the presentation over, but I'm trying to make it interactive. All right, so here's the answer to the first one. The correct answer is false. Antibiotics do not work against viruses. They may make it harder for your body to fight future bacterial infections if you take them when you don't need them. All right, it's 5 questions, y'all. Question number 2. How much do you know about the common cold? Rhinoviruses are the most common causes of colds. True or false? Rhinoviruses are the most common causes of colds. True or false? Now, no, none of this information was in the presentation for people who may have joined late. This is just showing how much we may know about the common cold, because apparently Larry goes on another platform and says the coronavirus is nothing but a common cold. That's why he didn't get a vaccine. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm waiting for like one more. Okay, 10. We'll review. I ain't see no falses. The answer is true. Many different viruses can cause the common cold, but rhinoviruses are the most common. Rhinoviruses can also trigger asthma attacks and have been linked to sinus and ear infections. Other viruses that can cause colds include respiratory, synthesis viruses, human perennial influenza viruses, and human pneumonia viruses. Now, how much do you know about the common cold? We're on question number 3. Colds are never serious for anyone. True or false? Everything said he need a mulligan. Colds are never serious for anyone. True or false? DC said false. Everything said false. Robert Rand said false. Sister Safi, she said false. You've been answering 2 pieces, you too, sister. I ain't shot you out earlier, my bad. Too smooth, what up? Says false. We're looking for 10. I mean, I know we got 40 something people, but I'm looking for 10. Sunday Yata was good. Keenan, I think I shouted you out. Robert Rand already said your name. Brother Malcolm in the building. Dave B. Dave B remind me of Dave East. Ronde, what up? What up? I ain't shouting out Sutek and the number 1 troll. They always support. All right. Afro said fizzle. Changes forever. Peace to you. Please subscribe to the channel. Mr. Black Culture. What up? What up? Why? Said false. Yeah, like the show, yeah. All right. So the correct answer is false. You should see a doctor if you or your child has any of the following symptoms: temperature over 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, symptoms that last more than 10 days, symptoms that are severe or unusual. If your child is younger than 3 months of age and has a fever, it's important to call a doctor right away. Most people recover from colds within 7 to 10 days. However, people with weak immune systems, asthma conditions affect your lungs and breathing the passages, may develop serious illnesses such as pneumonia. ATL, what up? Now, number 4. Question number 4. How much do you know about the common cold? Colds are most common winter and spring. True or false? Colds are most common during the winter and spring. True or false? Everything said true. He out the gate. He out the gate true. Robert Rand true. DC true. Sandiata true. Dave B true. Too Smooth true. Safi true. Charles said he true. Afro true. Zane true. What Nunu at? Y'all done put out. DC then said true and false. I'm confused. This crisscross. My bad. I just looked at the color. My bad. DC stuck on true. Crisscross said false. Zane, that ain't the answer. Chavis said true. Don't be misled said true. Sit. Do not touch my cord. Leave my cord alone, boy. All right. The answer is true. Most people get colds in the winter and spring. No, get down. Get down. Dang, you knows it. Most people get colds in the winter and spring, but it is impossible to get a cold any time of the year. The last question, y'all. You can get a cold from someone by shaking their hand. True or false? You can get a cold from someone by shaking their hands. True or false? Nope. Get down. Get down. Tyson. Down. Leave my cord alone. You can get a cold from someone by shaking their hand. True or false? Tyson, you giving people colds? You tired? Oh, you hungry. It's time to eat, ain't it? That's why you messing with me. Oh, you mad you can't eat right now? You can get a cold from someone by shaking their hand. True or false? Let me count the truths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 truths. We're looking for 10. We're looking for 10. But Nita came out and said true. She ain't answered nothing else. She answered that one. But Nita ain't said nothing about nothing else but that shaking their hand stuff. Oh, yeah. She gonna comment on that one. Yeah, she confident in her answer on that one. You must have been cooking, Bonita. No, man. You can get a cold from someone by shaking their hand. True or false? I need answers. Let's see how many truths we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 truths. We missing some truths. 9. Who gonna bring us home? Who gonna bring us home? Oh, you was at work. Oh, okay. Chris Cross said true. Don't be misled. Said true. Dave B. True. All right. Okay. Somebody dropped up out the questionnaire. They must got a phone call. And Zinga said true. 220. How you gonna come in? You ain't been here the whole show. You gonna come in and talk about true on the last question? Y'all show selective with how y'all been answering these little 5 questions. When to answer them and when not to. The correct answer is true. Viruses that causes colds can spread from infected people to others through the air and close personal contact. This can happen when you shake hands with someone who has a cold after they have sneezed or coughed into their hands, or touched the doorknob that has viruses on it. Then touch your eyes, mouth, or nose. Oh, okay. You're driving, huh? All right. Yeah, all right. Well, don't be texting and driving, man. It's against the law. So again, I do want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Peace to Brother Charles for sending me that. I don't press play. The thing about it is Charles sent me the video and then he told me to go to a timestamp. And I know Brother Larry had been gone or missing or whatever I had heard. And so I just wanted to hear, because initially he was like he schooled Q, which we heard the other day. Q acting like, he don't want to deal with vaccines, like he was against it, but you promote science. You can't be a science advocate and then turn around and say, you can't advocate for science and then you be selective in what science you want to advocate for. Vaccines, virology is a field of science. You should advocate for virology. You should advocate for immunology. You should advocate for epidemiology. You should be an enthusiast for the field, because it is not the field that is wrong, it's people. That's why you'll always hear us say, we don't trust you. Where is your source? And then we don't appeal to authority. You know what I'm saying? Unless the information is factual. So again, with that being said, hopefully we learned something from this exchange. And for the listening audience who just got in again, I mean, I'm gonna play it one more time, but I find humor in it. Because this is the type of stuff on this channel that causes problems in our community. And then we have vaccine hesitancy for no reason. And it's all out of ignorance. And this is why.
I have been in hospitals. I've had surgery done. I've been in the care of doctors' unconscious, right? I only think that if I'm up to something, they're out to get me. If I'm not up to something, then I don't think they're out to get me. You understand? A lot of people who say things like, man, I'll never take a vaccination, right? Don't know that their ass was vaccinated already. If they was born.
Hold up. Now, Larry he hit you on the head, right? He confused you. He said people have already been vaccinated already if you've been born. This dude gonna holler out breast milk. No, Larry is specifically talking about you being given a vaccine at the time of your birth. They giving tons of vaccines now to children at the time of their birth. And then Larry goes on to talk about vaccines that prevented certain viruses that have plagued the world. But if you look to his immediate left or right, you see the Q dude who's supposed to be a science enthusiast and advocate and a teacher in the community or teaches kids, is misled. The only time breast milk will pass on limited, or I would say, in some instances, there's a limited antibodies is, if they have received certain vaccinations or if they have been infected by a virus. Now, if they've been infected by a virus, that's limited antibodies. But go ahead.
The hospital, you know, in America recently, right? Their ass was vaccinated because they don't, I don't know what they tell the parents, but I know that human beings need to be vaccinated from a whole bunch of shit that children will get, like measles and mumps and stuff like that. You understand? Those viruses are still around and they will still get you and they can kill adults. So I know that they vaccinate people. I'm not concerned with that, right? If you think about it, right? The whole vaccination scare tactics thing is really coming from other people. It's not really coming from black people. I mean, I know black people say that. No, man, Tuskegee experiments, right? Tell the truth, Sinetta. How many people do you know that can actually tell you what those experiments in Tuskegee was or was about? I mean, I know, see, we repeat a lot of shit, but for the life of me, I don't know why we don't really investigate the shit that we repeat, right? Syphilis ain't got nothing to do with the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a cold. You can't sneeze on nobody and catch syphilis. That ain't gonna happen. But somebody could sneeze around you and give you a cold. The coronavirus is a goddamn cold. Okay? Now, on that note, people say, you been vaccinated? I tell them no. They said, well, why not? I said, because the coronavirus is the same as a cold. And the last time I checked, there ain't no vaccination for the goddamn cold. You understand? You can't get rid of that. Everybody catch a cold.
Freaking joke, man. Side cheddar, man. It's all about the money. I know. It's all about the money. But man, that's it for me today, man. I may double back a little later on and we'll do a follow-up, a Q&A. I don't know if anybody be interested in that. I don't know if our brother I'm biased, if you still tuned in. I don't know if your people want to rock, but if your people want to rock, man, just let me know, hit me up, and we'll get one on, and we'll get into a vaccine conversation tonight with those brothers, whoever they are. And on that note, because I don't want to hold nobody up, and this video is an hour, and I shouldn't have even got out of the presentation. I should have just went on through it, but I wanted to make sure that I let y'all know about that. I'm gonna put that link to. Oh yeah, let me do that right now. Let me do it right now. the underreporting link study. I'm gonna go ahead and get this to y'all right now. I was gonna put it in the description, but I was gonna talk about this one day, but I don't know if y'all are interested in it. And I'm about to do this right here. And yeah, get your kids vaccinated. I don't mind talking to your 15-year-old. Most of them they on YouTube, and I mean they on Twitter, Instagram with all the fake science, and they think they know something and they don't. My son 13, he gonna get the vaccine. It's just simple. It's just like that. Received my 2 sweatsuits today, African Pride. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, bruh. That yeah. So that black yeah. Yep, New Age. Yep, that's what it is over there. That's where I don't go. Dave Beaton got cussed out, talk funky too. I heard on that platform. Yep. Yeah, so we'll come back and we'll do a QA later tonight. It won't be too late. Maybe it'll be an hour and a half or 2 hours from now. If your 15-year-old is up, you ain't got to make them go to bed or nothing like that. We can get in that. You're talking about 5G. Are we well? Oh, Miss Benita, we way beyond 5G and coronavirus. Yeah, yeah. Call him Pseudo. His whole network, his whole channel like that. He only allow real science enthusiasts and advocates over there. When it benefits them. It's all political. But yeah, I don't know how to do running the school and don't want to get the kids immunized. Yeah, I ain't rocking with none of that. Yeah, the social media science is sucker. But once you get it and your kids know you get it, you know what I'm saying? They're around you, they know that my parents got it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he don't know no better. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shout out to moms. Yeah, my whole household finna be too. Yep. Soon as they give it down to 2 years old, I'm gonna get my 9 and 13 vaccinated at the same time. Exactly. We have to lead by example. Yep. Ain't none of y'all did. So shout out to the literate people out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where we get this notion that vaccines are gonna kill us or harm us or do whatever. Yeah, Benita, your son, I know he ain't saying a vaccine comes from COVID-19. He's saying COVID-19 was caused by yeah, he behind on his pseudo. Nah, oh, this is new. This is new. Talking about it's a 5G in the COVID vaccine. Oh, yeah, I ain't never heard that. That's some new pseudo. Yeah, he probably got that from RZA. Oh, Rondé, your child 21 years old. Yeah, she in that whole little thing. Look at Sheffrin. Yeah, it's a fact. Nah, we'll come back and we'll get into a Q&A or something later today, man. I want to kind of keep this video bite-sized. Right now it's an hour and 9 minutes and a couple of minutes in the front end and then a couple of minutes on the back end. All in all, I think we gave and delivered a nice presentation under really about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and dealing with the actual question, the research questions, and answering the research questions, but more importantly, dealing with the claim that was made on Sassudo channel over there. So yeah, tonight, look for a return of the Masa Warrior Clan Q&A regarding other stuff, and we'll get into that. The magnet on the vaccine spot is the new pseudo. Yeah. That's all right. Countries who don't get 5G got the virus released on them. The claim, I think, yeah, that's old. But he's Miss Benita's saying that her son her son said that they putting 5G in the vaccine. It's in the vaccine. There's been some conflicting ignorance on that, which went both ways early on. But yeah, that's an old claim. And I apologize that she had to, have that conversation with her child regarding that. But that's just show you how far misinformation go, and how misinformation is spread. It's spread so much so that it's in the hands of our children. Yeah, Sutek, you got that Wi-Fi. Yep. You can get on the internet on your fingertip. Go on your palm and log into your Facebook. But man, let me go ahead and end it, man. I need to feed my dog and I need to eat myself. So on that note, man, I'm gonna say Shimon Hotep, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you missed the show earlier, the replay won't be long. Catch it, comment, leave your comments in the chat. If you got problems with the presentation, address them in the comment on YouTube, and we'll deal with it. You know what I mean? I either respond there, or we'll do a live and you can address me and I'll give you the link and all that. So on that note, Shimon Hotel.
Log in to KofiPaisaTV.com and get Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Harret Shawn Calfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Paisa, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Harret Shawn Calfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Paisa. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards, available now on KofiPaisaTV.com.
Oh, just to let y'all know too about the Johnson & Johnson thing, they've identified 28 blood clot cases after the use of Johnson & Johnson shot. That's way less than the AstraZeneca's vaccine, which was hundreds in the hundreds before it kind of went wild. Now, you're talking about a vaccine, Johnson & Johnson, that has been administered to 8.7 million people. So there's been 8.7 million doses administered in the US, and you only have 28 cases identified. And, CDC did an actual presentation and all that information on it, but I don't know if you're aware of it or not. But that is what it is. And there's been a ton of new coronavirus cases, but there's also worldwide been over 1.3 billion vaccine doses administered in 175 countries. Even though we're struggling right now with the India situation, that is still a good number. Y'all enjoy yourself. Have a good one again, and tune in later on when we get to it.